Hey, let's do this. Hi everybody, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I am so excited. This has truly been such a long time coming. I know it seems so dramatic, but anybody who knows me personally, like I've heard it all. When are we starting this YouTube video? When are we seeing these glamorous looks? But we're here now, present, 2021, new beginnings. Cannot wait for you all to finally join me on this beautiful platform I want to create for everybody. Just a little bit about myself. My name is Bianca. I'm 26 years old. I am a certified makeup artist. I'm really excited. I want to share all of my tips and tricks that I've learned over the years. There's so much happening. There's so much inspiration, and it's amazing what makeup can do. It's truly transformative. I'm showing you guys today how to achieve this look. We're kind of starting from basics, kind of like my go-to glam look, something when I'm feeling a little bit uninspired, not feeling that creative drive lately, and I just kind of stick with what I know. This is pretty much what I do. I really want everyone to feel comfortable in their own skin, a little bit of a support in the makeup community, because I know it can definitely feel intimidating getting into makeup or learning or trying out, you know, different brands, or don't even know where to begin. But I really hope I can help you guys with that and just kind of feel your most comfortable self. I really hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, let's get started. All right, let's do this. First thing we're gonna do is prep the skin with a face primer. I'm going in with the Lancome Aqua Gel Defense 50. It's actually a sunscreen, but I love this, also meant to help as a makeup base. One thing you're gonna learn about me on this channel, I'm not a huge primer person. For me, it just never did anything for me. Either my makeup didn't last as long as I wanted to. What always threw me off was like the texture. It either had like this like intense silicone kind of base, and I hated that. It almost like felt like putty to me, and it was just gross. Like I never liked it at all. Dealing with skin texture and smoothing out, and also something to not break me out. It's always something that I struggled with, and for years I was always trying to find something and it never worked. I love this one just because it does really help last with my makeup, and it also acts as my sunscreen, which is great.
The best of both worlds.
Okay, so next thing we're doing, foundation. I've been playing around with this one for a little while. It's the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation. Really nice natural finish to this skin without it being too much. For me, being oily, I hate having a foundation that feels too much throughout the day for me. The way that I usually can mimic the foundation looking more natural on my skin, it can definitely be something to help with oil production, but I still like something that doesn't feel so heavy on my face. The problem with oily skin, I mean, throughout the day, it starts breaking up on me and it makes my foundation look heavier than it actually is, which I cannot stand. It looks horrible. Even when you're doing like the bare minimum on your face. I love this foundation. It lasts really well on me. I find it doesn't look heavy. It doesn't actually make me oily. Foundation I'm using, or the brush I'm using, sorry, it's from the brand Moda. This is the M06. It's kind of like a dense kind of buffing brush. What I like about this, because you use very little product of your foundation, and this really will ensure to kind of give you that full coverage kind of vibe that we want. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with concealer. I absolutely love this one. I've used this one for years. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm using mine in the shade 22. It looks so natural under the eyes. And it just depends on the person too. I don't have extremely dry under eyes, again, because I am more oily combo. Do still do a light under eye cream. That's the skin. I'm looking so pale these days. I mean, I need, my God, a tan, but it's fine, we embrace it. Nars Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. I love this stuff so much. If you have such oily lids, and I mean oily, like it doesn't matter what you use, how much prepping you do, how much powder you set, this stuff just does not budge. And I'm not even being dramatic. I've purchased this one so many times. It's the absolute best eyeshadow primer I've ever used. I love both the tinted and the untinted. The tinted, what's good about it, if you get a lot of redness on the lids or you have any like veins like peeking through, that's really normal, some discoloration. This actually almost acts like a concealer in a way, even though it's not, but it does help with making sure that everything is one tone. Next, I'm doing some setting powder. If you are dry, you don't have to necessarily set your skin. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This was a holiday packaging. If you are dry, please don't use this. Not for anything. It can be such a drying product. It's meant to be more of like an oil absorbing texture. I just use a fluffy brush like this. This is the Morphe E3. I love this one just because it softly distributes throughout like my entire skin. And again, when getting into skin prep, that's a huge thing to avoid having cakey looking makeup and anything creasing or settling in lines. That's a huge thing too. But the makeup definitely does make a difference to what's appropriate for your skin type. But they do have a setting powder. It's a universal setting powder for anyone who's more normal to dry. It kind of gives you that really soft, glowy after effect, which is beautiful for anybody who wants more of that, you know, skin, which who doesn't, to be honest with you. Even though I'm oily, I always like to get like that glow, but my own glow, I only control it myself. We don't go crazy. So we're gonna go into eyebrows. I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer. I use mine in the shade medium brown. Everything's looking crazy with my brows filled in and everything. We gotta get some color on the skin. So I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier, this is the Matte Radiance Baked Powder Bronzer in the shade 02. Kind of looks like this. This just does not die. It's not going anywhere. I've had this forever. I actually love the way it looks on my skin. It does some beautiful things, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna use this big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe R2. I'm not doing like full sculpting and contouring, I'm just bronzing. Bronzer is one of my favorite parts when it comes to doing makeup. It just brings back a little bit of life to the skin. You do your foundation, you're evening out your skin tone, it's all one tone and you're just like, it looks lifeless and it's just, you wanna bring back some color just cause it's just all coming back. We're gonna do a little bit of a highlight with the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Wisp. So pretty, I love the color mixed between like a champagne gold tone. Usually recommend to use your fingers, you get the best color payoff and the finish of it as well. But I have used it with a brush and I like it. Sorry. Let me get back. Going in with the Kiko Milano. This is the Green Me blush in the shade 102 Soft Mauve. And I'm using the Morphe E4 angle brush. It's so beautiful for contouring, but I actually like it for blush too, because it also keeps it in the area that you wanna kind of sculpt, keep that placement where you're putting your blush, so it's not looking so messy. Move on to the eyes. My Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette. And it smells like chocolate. Who doesn't love that? I use the shade Nougat, which is this really soft kind of like pink. I'm gonna mix it with the shade Mousse. And I'm just using like a big fluffy brush like this. This was from BH Cosmetics. Any fluffy brush that won't deposit so much product, it's gonna help blend out your colors, especially in the crease when you're doing any kind of transition color. A lot of times I will just do my crease like with my transition color, maybe a little eyeliner and mascara and I'm good to go, just to kind of get like a natural look, but that's about it. Next I'm going in with the shade Peanut Butter. It literally looks like peanut butter. This is the Morphe M441, kind of looks like this. It still will keep it in place, but I don't want to overly distribute the product, and I always tap off the excess of my colors to make it a little bit softer. And I am going on top of where I placed the first color. Every color that you use, from going lightest to darkest, it's going to help one another to build up your crease, and it's gonna actually give you a softer edge and not look so choppy. If you're going right away with just a dark color right in the crease, it's just gonna look so chunky and harsh looking. Just building it up and starting off with light colors and giving it a little bit more depth is what's gonna create that beautiful, soft, diffuse look that you want. Just those extra little steps, they'll actually make it easier for you to do your eye makeup instead of going with just a dark, intense color where it's gonna look too sharp and harsh looking, and it's gonna make you work harder to blend out the shade to look as natural as that possibly can be, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go in with the lid, and I'm gonna be using the shade Bon Bon. I'm using the MAC 242 flat shader brush. I have owned this for I don't know how many years now. It's my absolute favorite brush ever. MAC brushes are definitely pricey, but if you are wanting to splurge, I think the quality of them is fantastic. They've lasted so long for me. Any brush I've purchased from MAC, I don't have like a whole set. I only have nitpicked on like ones that I do want to keep in my collection I know will be worthwhile for me. I've had them for almost 6 years and they've never broken down on me. The brushes have never fallen apart. If you sign up on the MAC website, sign up like on their email list, they have done sales. Yes, like MAC has started to do sales lately, like the past few years. It's not all the time, but you can catch it. I highly recommend it. It is the absolute best. I'm just slowly building this. Not like shimmery or glittery. It has a soft kind of sheen to it. Just to go back in to soften any edges. The second brush that I was using from Morphe, you don't need to put any product. If you wanna build up, you definitely can, and you can go in with the second shade, Peanut Butter. But I just do this to slowly soften the edges. I'm going in with MAC Teddy Eye Kohl crayon for like a daytime. If you don't wanna do black, black can be a little bit harsh for a lot of people, which is completely understandable. I love doing a dark brown. Just keep this super close to my lash line. Make sure you sharpen your pencils just so that you can make sure that you get as clean of a line, especially if you want to make it thin, but it's okay even if it's a little bit chunky. I'm going to show you how to soften it. Boom. If you find that your liner is looking a little messy, for like a wooden kind of pencil like this, I will show you how to soften it up. Get a small definer brush like this. It's a flat definer. Using this dark brown cocoa chili, I'm slowly going right on top of my liner. It's just slowly diffusing the liner and softening the edges. To kind of complete the eye, I'm only sticking the same brown shade in the outer corner. I just like to do this. It kind of finishes off the eye look. And I'm just using this small fluffy brush. It's also from Morphe. It's the E18. It's a really small, kind of denser, but it has a little bit of fluff to it. Like you can definitely blend it out. Just going in with one of my first transition shades. I'm just gonna buff that out. I love the way it looks just to kind of finish off the eyes. For my brow bone, I'm gonna actually go in with the shade Butter Pecan. I use my flat shader brush, the MAC one, and I'm just doing this on my brow bone. Definitely gives a little bit of a nice sheen to it, and it gives the illusion of lifting the brow a little bit more. Just using the same shade, and I love doing an inner corner pop. If you find that your eyes are feeling a little tired some days, you know, you just wanna like really open up the eye, definitely just brings a little bit more attention.
So beautiful, just like
mascara I'm using, it's the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift. My lashes, I'm going in with the Ardelle Wispies. I usually get, this is like the pack of 5. I love those, especially if you're not into lashes or you're starting to get into lashes. I think those are the most comfortable. Best glue, I highly recommend. It's the Duo brush on adhesive. It's super clean. It deposits like just enough product. Boom. Woo. I love it. It's not like so overpowering, but it gives me a little something. I love this so much. This is like seriously one of my favorite looks. That just, it gives me life. This is my favorite lip liner. It's the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade 606, Forever Walnut. Go in with Bite Beauty Power Move Creamy Matte Lip Crayon in the shade Sugar Cane. Love it. This was a collection from MAC I got a long time ago. Unfortunately, it's discontinued, but it's just this really soft kind of pinky tone. It's like quite clear. It doesn't give off a lot of color. All right, you guys, this is my finished look. The steps that I showed you, you don't have to do every single step. This is just what I love to do for my finished kind of outcome. You can always eliminate whatever either you don't have or you're not comfortable using. I really hope you guys enjoyed this look. Thank you so much for watching today. Please like the video, subscribe, comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts and recommendations. I hope it kind of give you a little bit of inspiration. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye guys.